Good morning, everyone. How are you all? I hope you all are fit and healthy at your place. So, welcome back after the exams. I hope your exams went well. And so, what we are going to do is we are going to start with a new chapter of grammar, that is subject, verb, and agreement. And this is chapter number 18 from your book, PC Wren's grammar book. And this is the beginning of the term 3. So, all of you have to be punctual in the classes and be regular. Fine. So, this is the lecture number 1. I hope you are going to understand with great determination. So, keep your mind where I am going to teach you. Fine, so let's begin. So, subject, verb, and agreement. Basically, you can think. You all know what do you mean by, you all know what is subject. As I have taught you earlier only, that what is subject? Subject means basically it is the doer in the sentence. Karta. It is basically the doer in the sentence, the one who does work in the sentence. Fine. And the verb also you have read prior, that it is the action verb. It is the action word or the doing word. Fine. And agreement means when the subject agrees with the verb. Fine. So now let's start. What is subject? Subject is the word or the group of words about which we are talking in the sentence. I have told you that it is the word or the group of word, means it is basically the doer in the sentence about which we are talking about. Fine. So the examples, they will come. Now who will come? किसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं? Who will come? They. So they is the subject over here. Fine. The teachers are tired. So what is the subject over here? The teachers. The teachers. The teachers and the students are tired. Now the who are tired? Teachers and the students. So the subject over here is the teachers and the students. His new toy is already broken. Now we are talking about what? We are talking about his new toy which is broken. So over here his new toy is the subject. The woman in the back of the room asked a question. Now who asked a question? The woman. The woman. So the woman is the subject over here. I hope you all have understood what is subject. Subject is basically about which we are talking about. Fine. We are talking about in the sentence. It is the doer in the sentence. Now let us talk about verb. What is verb? Verb is a kind of a word, means basically it is a part of speech that tells us about the action or the state of being. Means it tells about the action. What action is going on? Jumping, swimming, eating, dancing. Means it tells us what thing we are doing, what action is going on. So that is basically a verb. Now look at the examples. It can be main verb, it can be helping verb also. Fine. So let's start. He is begging to save her mother's life in front of the doctor. Now what the action is done, what the action the person is performing, he is begging. Begging means bhik mang raha. Is begging. So is begging is the verb. What is the main verb over here? Begging. And is the helping verb. I hope you all have read about the helping verbs. Is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, will, shall. These are the be forms of verb also. We call them as be forms of verb. Fine. So over here, what is the verb? Is begging. Is begging is the verb. Next is David is writing a novel about wildlife heritage. Now over here, what is the subject first? David. Who is doing the action? David is the doer. Over the what is the action done? Is writing. Is writing is the verb. Is writing is the verb. Is the helping verb. Writing is the main verb. Fine. Next is you are coming right now at the seminar. Now what is the subject? You. And the verb is what action is done. The person is coming. Fine. Are coming. Are is the helping verb. Coming is the main verb. She is smiling in front of the audience. She is the subject. Is smiling is the Is the helping verb, smiling is the main verb. I hope you are getting what you mean by verb. Verb is basically the action which is performed by the person, which is performed by the doer. They are selling their company's product to people. Fine. Now, who is doing the action? Who is the doer? First of all, they. They is the subject. Now, what is the action done? Are selling. Fine. Are is the helping verb. Selling is the main verb. I hope you all have understood what is the meaning of subject and what is the meaning of verb. Fine. Now, let's move forward with subject, verb, and agreement. Now, what is subject, verb, and agreement? This is basically a golden rule of subject, verb, and agreement. A verb in a sentence must agree with the subject. Means the action which is done, it should be related to the subject. As in all the sentences, you can understand only the subject is related to the verb only. Like this is the golden rule. If there is a singular subject, if the subject is singular, it means the verb ends with s. Means, like example, let us take an example. You need to understand it. Fine, do not cram. Like my mom, this is singular subject, respects me. This is the verb. What action is done? She respects. Now it is ending with s. It is ending with s because the subject is singular, so verb is ending with s. Fine. Singular subject, singular verb, plural subject, plural verb. Do not assume it as a noun. Fine. Do not think it as a noun. Fine. Now next is, if there is a plural subject, means plural means more than one, like my mom and dad, they are two persons, then the verb does not end in s. Means the verb does not end with s. There is no s over here. You all can see, like my mom and dad respect me. It is not respects. Over here the subject is singular, there over here it is respects. Now over here subject is plural, so it is only respect. Fine. So what rule you have to learn is, there is only one rule in your syllabus, not more than that. If subject is singular, fine, the verb will be singular. If subject is plural, the verb will be plural. Fine. This is the golden rule of subject verb agreement. So there are many rules, but in your syllabus there is only one rule. Now look over it at this picture. There are two dogs. Fine. Two dogs are sitting on the grass. Now what is the subject here? This is two dogs is the subject. We are talking about whom? Who is doing the action? Two dogs. And what is the verb? Are sitting. Fine. Now over here, one dog is sitting on the grass. One dog. The subject is one dog. Now look over here. It is related to the pronouns. You all have read about pronouns, I hope so. There are three person, first person, second person, third person pronoun. Fine. So now we are going to study about how the subject verb agreement rule goes with the three persons pronoun. Fine. So what is the first person? I is the first person. Fine. If I speak a sentence like, it is not there in the example. Yeah, it is over here. First person, second person, third person. I read. Fine. You read. We are treating it over here as a singular. You is as a singular also, plural also. It is you read. He is singular, she is singular. So the verb is ending with s. He reads, she reads. Fine. Now we is plural. Fine. Now it is not ending with plural. Verb is not ending with s. I told you that if the subject is plural, the verb will not end with s. If the subject is singular, the verb will end with s. Now you all read the books. Let us take an example. You all is plural, so it is not ending with s. They is also plural pronoun. It is not ending with s. So let us go back on that slide. Yeah, over here. He is singular, so it is ending with s. Fine. So the verb is ending with s. They, this is the use of helping verbs over here. She is. Fine. They are. She was. It has. This is singular verb and plural. Now let us go with more examples. You will be able to understand with these examples. He. Now he is singular verb. Fine. So the singular subject, sorry. So the verb is ending with S. Fine. He runs 4 miles every day. He is the subject over here. Verb is runs. Fine. Verb is runs. He is the subject. So the subject is singular, verb is singular. I hope you have understood. Keep this in your mind. When there is a single noun, singular noun, the verb will end with S. Singular noun or pronoun. Singular noun or pronoun, the verb will end with S. When there is a plural noun or plural pronoun, the verb will not end with S. Okay. So next is, they ride the school bus in the afternoon. There's the plural subject. So ride, it is not ending with S. I hope you all are getting. Next example is, the car stays in the garage. Fine. So the car is the subject over here. It is singular. So the verb is ending with S, stays. So the verb is agree with the subject. What the verb is agree with the subject. The flower smells good. The flower, it is a singular subject. So verb will end with S. We play well. We is the plural subject. So singular verb, sorry, plural verb, we play well. Now look over here. This is the use with is, am, are. Is, am, are. This is in your book also. It is given on page number 76. Fine. Singular and plural. You all know helping verbs, as I have already told you about the helping verbs. So let us start. I am a boy. Fine. I is the singular subject. It is always used with am. You all know. Fine. You are a boy. Now he is a boy. He is. He is a singular subject and is also singular verb. She is a girl. Again singular. The child. This is singular noun. Fine. This is subject, singular noun, and the verb is again singular. Rama is a good boy. Again singular is Hari, you are lazy. Now there are 2 persons. So we are using are. In this also, these are examples of plural. Next is where we use this was and were. Was and was, singular and plural. Was is used with singular, fine, and were is used with plural. Simple as that. You might have read all these rules and that singular plural rule in 2nd, 3rd standard also. Fine. Like I was absent, you were absent, Ali. He was, he is again singular, was, he was absent, she was absent, that boy was absent. When there will be singular, 1 person will be there, we will be using was, and when there will be more than 1 person, we will be using were. We were absent, you were absent, Hari and Rama, there are 2 persons, they were absent, the boys were absent. Fine. So the next is, next helping verb, if we talk about it, is has, have, had. This is have and has. Again, I'm telling you about has. Has is used with singular noun and singular pronoun, and have is used with I and plural pronoun and plural noun. Let's take an example. I have a book. Fine. It is you have a book. You is always treated as plural. He has. Now he is a singular, so we are using has a book. She has a book. The book has a nice cover. The book is the singular noun. This girl has a book. Over here, we is the plural pronoun. We have books. You have books. They have. They is again a plural. There is plural. The books is already plural. They have the books have nice covers. These girls have books. I hope you are getting. Next is about, it is about the use of do and does. Where we use do, where we use does. Fine. Do is always used with, just think, I'm telling you one hint. Fine. do is not having es with it. Fine. And does is having es with it. So it is already plural, so it will be used with singular. It is not plural, so it will be used with singular. Fine. Plural, singular, 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 plural. Are you getting? Just think about do and does. Do is not having es, it is not plural, so it will be used with singular. Opposite. And does is having es, it will be used with singular. Now let us start. I do my lessons. With I we always use do. He does his lesson. Now does is does. Es is there, so it will be used with singular. The boy does his work well. The girl does her work well. Singular does, plural do. With singular noun and pronoun we use does. With plural nouns and pronoun we use do. We do our lessons, you do your lesson, they do their lessons. The boy and the girl do their work well. The boy and the girl, they are two persons, two nouns, fine? Next, this is about your homework. So first let us recall the chapter once again. We started about subject, verb and agreement. What is subject? Subject is basically the doer in the sentence. And what is verb? Verb is the action word. Verb is the action word. Fine. So agreement means the verb must agree with the subject. There is only one rule in your this chapter, the golden rule. When the subject is singular, the verb is singular. When the subject is plural, the verb is plural. Fine, you can keep this also in your mind. When the subject is singular, the verb will end with s. When the subject is plural, the verb will not end with s. Now this is the exercise and it is given on page number 77. Fine, this is the homework value for you. Fill in the blanks with a verb that agrees with the subject. First is I dash to school. Fine, I goes or go. It will be I go. He dash to school. We dash to school. They dash to school. She dash to school. Fine. He dash ideal. They dash idle. Some monkeys dash long tail. You dash young. He dash nothing. She blank her lesson. He dash old. The street dash dusty. The streets dash dusty. Over here street is singular. Over here streets plural. Keep this in your mind. We dash curry and rice. He dash curry and rice. They dash curry and rice. I hope you have understood subject, verb and agreement. So this is all about your homework. And one important thing I'm going to tell you, that you have to mail your homework on the previous mail ID, that is poojaarora.aceas@gmail.com. Fine. And please be punctual, be regular in studies now, as it is the new term for you. This is term 3. Fine. So if whatever you are not able to understand, kindly let me know. You can WhatsApp me also on my WhatsApp number. Fine. So chapter number 18, you have to go through it thoroughly, as there is only one exercise. Fine. These are 3 more sentences left. It dash very hot. It is always treated as singular subject. He dash a rupee in his pocket. Dash you a rupee in your pocket. Fine. So this was all about subject, verb and agreement. Only one rule, that is the golden rule. This is the if there is a singular subject, it means the verb ends with s. If there is a plural subject, then the verb does not end with s. This rule you have to keep it in your mind and work according to it. So this is the end of the lecture. Study hard, do hard work to achieve success in your life. Fine. Now we are going to meet in the next lecture, and with that, in that lecture we will be starting with adverbs. That is chapter number 19. Next lecture we will start with adverbs. Fine. So you have to present in the next lecture also. That's it for today. Thank you.